Hey, I'm Matt McKenzie, and today we're going to go over installing a server core installation. So I'm going to go ahead and set up new VM for Windows Server Core. Do another 40 gigs. Server 2019. Actually, cut it in half. Server Core. Pretty much just like the other VMs for setting up Windows Server 2019 via Core. Ultimately be the same. Choose English if you're English. Otherwise, choose your own language. Go to install now. And this time we're going to just do it without the desktop experience. So go ahead and choose standard eval without the desktop experience. And actually you can even see, we'll omit all the graphical, manage with Command, PowerShell, Windows Admin Center. Not too bad, we'll do Windows Admin Center after this is all done. Go ahead and accept the EULA, Windows, next. And then we'll hang out for a little bit. Alright, we're good to go. It finished installing, and the first thing it's going to do is ask us to set the administrator password, just like the GUI version does. So we'll go in, we'll set our password. It says, okay, your password's been changed. Alright, and so now we've got a nice command prompt. What are we going to do? We're going to type in sconfig. Alright, and so what this is going to do, that gives us basically our our easy stuff. It's not to say you can't do it via PowerShell too, but this is a little bit easier. We can go in and say, hey, go set up a new computer name. We're going to call it ITDC03. It says, hey, you want to restart? Sure, whatever. Shouldn't take it horribly long. Server cores, fairly lightweight on the resources. But you don't have a GUI, so to be expected. So alright, and then we can go ahead and do 8 for network settings, and we're going to go ahead and say, yeah, I want to use that virtual adapter. Now, if you're doing core and you say had a couple NICs on it, you might have a couple more options in there, but for us, we've only got one. So we're going to go in, we're going to set the network adapter. We're going to set it for static, and we're going to do 252. I guess I could have left that default. Alright, and then DNS servers, set it for R254 for the primary. And we can go ahead and set a secondary, why not? Alright, 4. That takes us back here. Some other things you can do, it's already turned on for remote management. Say if you want to do Windows updates. Hey, I want to change it to automatic. Because, hey, I don't care, I don't want to log in. Not to say you have to, but Remote desktop, I mean, nice to have, not necessarily mandatory, especially core server. But good either way, handy. You might run into it once in a blue moon if you have issues connected via remote PowerShell. So we'll go ahead and enable that. And we'll go ahead and choose one because it does it before, so you gotta authenticate, which is smart. And probably date and time. And it's on Pacific time zone. We're in Central, so we'll just go ahead and change it. There we go. And if you need to go in and tweak your Windows activation, you can do it here, or you just do it in the command prompt. So, we'll go ahead and say 15, and it'll take you back to command prompt. You're gonna get into PowerShell, type in PowerShell. Might take a second. Alright. Alright, and so we're in PowerShell. And we're gonna go ahead and choose our domain. And then it'll prompt us for our CRUDs, so we'll have to put in our domain CRUDs. And then it's going to reboot, and then we'll be part of the domain. And you can see you're signing into the domain. So now I can do my administrator account. Of course, I'll have to do Alright, and so it's already got me in there. My host name's already set. So now I'm that. But I've got to add the role and do a DC promo. And so what I'll do, two ways. I mean, I could do it in PowerShell, or the other way to do it is to go into one of the other servers. And we can hop on and add the role remotely. So here we go. Do it via Server Manager. I mean, that's a nice point of having Server Manager. Alright. There we go. There we go. So we've got that server in there. And now we'll go ahead and choose DC03 because we added it in. And we'll add in the same deal. We want domain services, DNS. Next. Install. Plus, the nice part about doing it this way is it adds in all of the modules. Because if you do it via PowerShell, ultimately it's only going to do just that one portion and not like all the extra add-on management, MMCs and etc. Okay, I finished, and now if we go under the post-deployment configuration, it'll let us choose DC03. Which is our core server. Not always the best to play with, but Server Manager makes it easier to handle working with the server itself. So we'll have to go in though and provide creds. Same concept. If I had a different set, I'd use it. If I needed a read-only domain controller, set it here. I can choose which domain controller I want it to replicate with. Ultimately, in our scenario, it's not a big deal, but if you had multiple sites, you might end up choosing a specific one. Obviously, pre-check. Install. Okay, and the server was finished as being permitted as a domain controller, so it's probably going to restart here in the next minute or two. Yeah, so there you go. So, DC, set up as core. Probably not a bad idea for anybody. Extra DC and core doesn't take up that much resources. So, but that's our video for today. I'll talk to y'all later.